साइड में आपके राइट में भाई, आपके राइट में देखो ना।
मैं तुझे देख रहा हूँ कब से।
इधर साइड भाई, इधर एक मिनट।
थैंक्स बॉय। पास में
अभी पहले लो क्या कर रहे हो? क्या हो गया? जाओ ऊपर जाओ। साइड 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 साइड।
Hi boys, I'm going to see you inside.
How much you are excited for the
अंदर बस फोटो किधर मारने का? फोटो मारना आगे मत जाना रवि। साइड हो जा, साइड हो जा। आगे मत जा रे।
अरे आगे मत जा।
आगे मत जाना। राइट 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 राइट। यहाँ पे जी राइट में।
अरे राइट।
यहाँ पे
रुनाल
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 चलो हो गया। वेट वेट। इधर इधर साइड।
पहले जा आराम से।
Let's go inside. Where is it?
हेलो।
and the lady who's the toast of Hindi movies right now, Mrunal Chawla. Ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause from Mrunal and Shahid Kapoor. अब मैं बुलाना चाहूंगा उनको जिन्होंने ये पूरी कहानी मुझे बताई. A stalwart, over 75 films that he has produced in the 4 languages down south: Telugu, Tamil, Kannada and Malayalam. And ये जो 100 crores के बारे में हम सुनते हैं, which has now become a norm, he's the first one to start it. Those are art. I still remember it was December again जब गजनी आई थी, and वो पहली फिल्म थी जो 100 crores वाला आंकड़ा जो है वो पार कर चुकी थी. He was the gentleman who did it. And उसके बाद उन्होंने बोला कि नहीं, हमें को हिंदी नहीं करनी है. I will go back. And this is the second Hindi film that he's producing. Please put your hands together for the gentleman, Alu Arvind. Arvind sir. And you'll see that it's a team effort. एक फिल्म बनाना आसान नहीं होता. Now, the gentleman who is the most important, because Telugu की जो कहानी है वो इनको पता थी, इसका essence पता था, and Arvind sir said that हिंदी में भी यही बनाएंगे. Can we please call on the director, the captain of the ship, Gautam Tindanuri? And now our producers. First up, the gentleman who had the vision that the moment the film released in Telugu, he gave it to Arvind sir and said that, sir, we need to make this film bigger. S. Nagavamsi. Big round of applause for our producers. someone who's been associated with Arvind sir for so long, and Arvind sir said that if this film has to be made with him. Please put your hands together for Mr. Dil Raju. And last but not the least, अरविंद सर ने जब गजनी बनाई थी उस टाइम से अब तक अरविंद सर ने खुद ये बोला है that if there is one man for me in Bombay, it's this man, his man Friday. Please put your hands together for Aman Gill. Right. Okay. So good to see you all here back in the theaters. I'll start with Arvind sir. First question to Arvind sir. Of course, एक एक करके उसके बाद सब आपके पास रहेंगे. Sir, here you go. Straight questions. Yes, sir. Sir, first question. All the things that I said, were they all on point? Are they all correct? Arvind sir, did I miss something?
There are certain corrections because it is on record because I made 60 plus films.
60 plus. I was told
You said
75.
75.
See? Okay. Our next question to Shahid. Shahid, we have waited from June of 2019. You did Kabir Singh. It was such a massive success. Were you itching for your for your movies to come back to the theater? When you knew that Jersey was ready and complete, were you just waiting, Cub? When is that moment going to arrive?
Yeah, I don't think anybody. First of all, good evening. Is it evening now?
It is.
It is evening. All right. Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for coming. It's amazing to be back in a theater again. It's amazing to be interacting with you guys almost after 2 years. I've actually not really been in Mumbai. I have been staying with my family in Punjab through a lot of this, and we were shooting in different places in Punjab. So I haven't really been in Mumbai. I feel like I've forgotten what it is like to be an actor because I've been, more with family and spending time taking care of the kids and things like that. But it's amazing to be back in a theater. It's amazing to do this again, where we all can come together and celebrate cinema in the place that it should be celebrated in, which is the big screen. I don't think we'll ever lose the love for that or the charm for that. It just has a different feeling. Content is traveling in many different ways right now. And I'm so happy that I worked with the team that I worked with on Jersey. I feel like this was the most amazing, most collaborative, most understanding and together team that I worked with in a long time. Because it was very difficult, when COVID happened, it was pretty much 50% through this film. And my man here, Aman Gill, who was with me every day on set, he decided to stop shooting because it was not safe. Because there was a kid and there was my dad and there was a lot of people. And so we didn't want to risk it. There were no vaccines at that time. And then it took us a long time to get back to completing the rest of the film. So it's been a long journey for us. And we're finally here. And every time we spoke to each other, we said, we're not going to release this film unless the theaters are open. And we actually waited for 2 years to release the film. So I want to thank Allu sir, I want to thank Dil Raju sir for having the heart and being the producers that they are. And I must say that they are actually lovers of cinema in the true sense. They have the same feeling, and they wanted to share this story, this experience with everybody, the way we had conceived it. And so I'm so happy that this film's coming out on the big screen the way it was always supposed to. Because I don't see any other way that I would have liked to share this story. So I feel very blessed today to be here. I think God has been very kind that we have a release date and we're releasing and we're in theaters. And I think one of the teams that was cheering the most for Suryavanshi was also us. कि यार ये picture चल जाए,
लोग वापस आ जाएं,
रेल गाड़ी start हो जाए, फिर हम सब अपनी picture release कर सकते हैं. So it's great to see that films are back in theaters, and congratulations to Suryavanshi for having the guts to go out there and be the first film in line. It's not easy to do that, and it's not easy for any of us right now because having shops shut for 2 years and not knowing what's going to happen is a very scary feeling. And this film is all about the victory of the human spirit. So I think it has great context for the times today. I think it's more relevant today than even when it was when we started shooting it. So yeah, so let's see what everybody thinks. Yeah.
All right, and you spoke about how you were waiting for your movies to release. The lady standing on your left had a few releases.
ये इतना काम करती है
Exactly,
लड़की।
मैं यही बोलने वाला था. Mrunal was
हम लोग
there on
ऐसे
our
सोचते
screen.
रहते थे कि काम नहीं हो रहा है, पिक्चरें बंद पड़ी हैं, सब लोग घर बैठे होंगे। मैं जब भी मृणाल को मैसेज करूं, या आई एम इन कश्मीर शूटिंग, नाउ आई एम इन बॉम्बे बैक, आई एम शूटिंग इन बॉम्बे, ओ या आई एम जस्ट सिटिंग विद राकेश सर शूटिंग विद अस। सो वन ऑफ द मोस्ट बिजी एक्ट्रेसेस इन द फ्रेटर्निटी राइट नाउ, लेडीज एंड जेंटलमैन, मृणाल ठाकुर।
अब क्या सवाल पूछूंगा मैं आपको, अब रिएक्ट करना है इस पे जो शाहिद ने बोला है. You have a film now coming in theaters after a while, but you had quite a few releases in the pandemic as well, Mrunal.
Thank you, Shahid. Well, these films that I'm a part of. It was shot, and I was supposed to be a part. I mean, it was supposed to release way earlier, but it's just coming now. So I'm happy that the films are releasing. And Jersey is very special to my heart. मला विचारायचं कसा वाटला ट्रेलर? खडा छान, तिकडनं नाही ऐकू आलं. Bus, this is what I want. This is what I really wanted to. I wanted the film to come out in the theaters where you guys can go with your family and your friends and enjoy the film, because it's filled with emotions, and I think it's a very special film to me and Shahid and all of us. And the team, they've worked really hard, and I'm blessed to be a part of this team. I can't wait for you all to watch the movie.
I have one question for you.
Yes, sir.
I'm hurt.
What?
You have hit my hero on a slap. What is this?
More than you, I was hurt myself. I was like, how can I slap Shahid Kapoor? First of all, no. It took me
The guy who got slapped doesn't get to feel bad. Only everybody else seems to be feeling bad. I'm the guy who got slapped. Seriously.
But it was so difficult. I mean, guys, come on, how?
I got whacked by the ball also in this film. A lot of shit
yeah,
happened.
and
A lot
he
of
had
stuff
like
happened to me in this
stitches
film.
and whatnot.
Yeah, you guys better like it.
Shahid, there's a very interesting observation, by the way, which the director of the film had. थोड़ा वक्त उनके साथ भी बिताया. उन्होंने एक बहुत अमेजिंग सी बात बोली. उन्होंने बोला कि हमने इस फिल्म के बारे में बात की थी, शाहिद और मैंने, and we were just talking about the script and everything. This is before Kabir Singh happened. He was pleasantly surprised that after the massive success of Kabir Singh, Gautam here thought that यार जब इतनी बड़ी सक्सेस हो जाती है एक फिल्म तो चीजें बदल जाती हैं. Your thought process changes. बहुत सारे डिसीजन मेकिंग में बदलाव आ जाता है. He said that he was pleasantly surprised that even after Kabir Singh, you went to him and said that हम ये फिल्म बनाएंगे. That's what he thought. He thought that maybe you might not do the film, but he was pleasantly surprised that आप आए और आपने कहा कि मैं जर्सी करूँगा.
Yeah, I tried very hard not to do it actually, because after Kabir Singh released, I went like a beggar to everybody. I was like, यार मेरी पिक्चर इतनी कभी नहीं चली है, ऐसी पिक्चर फिर से कैसे बनाऊं, मुझे नहीं पता. So I went to literally everybody in the fraternity who had these 200 plus crore films and all, and I've been working for 18 years. So after 15-16 years of work, finally a film of mine did such big business. So I felt like I have never been a part of this world and this club. So I felt कि मैं ऐसा अभी suddenly मेरे को ऐसा एकदम 200 plus crore के I need to look comfortable in this space, and I was very uncomfortable because I don't know how the hell it happened, right? So I went to everybody and I was like, okay, so what should I do next and how should I do it and this, that. And fortunately I do one film at a time, so somehow I hadn't really decided what I want to do next. That was good. And everybody's like, you've played a college boy, you must do that again. Stay young, choose an aggressive character. Why don't you do an action film next, right? So all that happened and I was like, yeah, you're right. And I heard a lot of subjects, I heard a lot of stories, and this story just stayed with me. So the thing with this film is, it's actually kind of about a guy who gets another shot, which is like one of the layers of the film. I would not say that is what the film is about. I saw this film 2 weeks before Kabir Singh released, because it was offered to me. And I cried buckets. I cried twice when I saw the film, and I came out, and I was seeing it with Meera, my wife, and at that time my manager, and both of them were girls. They were both looking at me like they were also emotional and all, but they were looking at me like saying like, "Iska kya ho gaya? Iska meltdown kyun ho gaya?" And they were like, "It's okay, it's a great film, but what happened to you?" I said, "Something very deep down is connected with me on this film, And then Kabir Singh happened, but this story just stayed very close to my heart, and I wanted to play this character. And I think it's very humble of Gautam to say what he's saying, but I think he's a very, very fine filmmaker. And the way he has touched my emotional, core when I saw this film. I'm fortunate that I'm getting to tell this story and play the character that I've played under his direction, because he understands this story better than anybody else, and he understands the heart of the story. And I'm drawing only from what he has conceived, and I'm very fortunate to be a part of this film. Yeah.
That gentleman who's standing in that blue shirt, blue t-shirt, he's a national award winning filmmaker because that film won a national award. Gautam, those beautiful things that Shahid has said, do you want to now say something to him? Because this is the space, this is the moment, this is the stage, bro.
Thank you so much. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for coming for the Jersey trailer launch. Jersey movie is very special to me because I wrote this script some 6 years back, and I'm fortunate enough to direct this film twice. So this film is very close to me, very personal for me. And this opportunity, I would like to thank the producers, Arvind sir, Raju sir, Vamsi and Aman, for seeing through the tough times and waiting to release this film in theaters at the right time. And Shahid sir, if I had to pick one best moment of my career, I would pick that opportunity to work with you, sir. And I mean, this coming right from the heart. I'm actually working with you for the last 1.5 years. Not even a single day you were laid back, and you were always so sincere with your prep, with your work, your passion for the filmmaking. Everything inspires me. Thank you so much for being part of Jersey, sir. And thank you for playing Arjun and taking this film to a bigger number of audience. Thank you so much, sir.
Wow, wonderful. All right, please, baith jaiye. Please take a seat. Please take a seat. I'm sure that there are a lot of questions that people here in the audience have. So, salike se, aaram se,